you for having us on. So my name's Erica. I've been in the restaurant tech world for about 15 years now. I got my start at a company called Campus Food. It was the first online ordering to come to college campuses. At the time, we were sending faxes to restaurants, but going door to door, signing up a bunch of them. Through that, went to New York to their kind of sales floor, a bunch of people calling college campuses around the country, had that experience for a summer, and I met some of the team, the founders of Seamless in New York. They had just sold Seamless to Aramark and we're starting a new company called Single Platform. So Single Platform, I was one of about number 5. We basically built the plumbing for menu data on the internet. So prior, when you would look up a restaurant, you would see name, address, phone number, and if you were lucky, a PDF of the menu. And we basically built the menu schema that we would then syndicate out to all the search engines, Google, Yahoo, Bing, Yelp, Square, TripAdvisor, who later bought the business. Where I started going around to all the conferences, working with a lot of the big restaurant groups. We worked with Darden, Brinker, and just really good experience there. After that, missed the early days, the early kind of building days, and I met the founder of Slice, a local pizza app. So joined Alir and the Slice team, also right around number 5, grew that from about $1 million to $60 million in revenue to about 12,000 pizzerias throughout the country, worked with the mom and pops. Premise there, help local chains help local pizzerias compete against the big chains, economies of scale, helping get better prices, better online ordering. And then, from there, a few others. We were at Seated, one of the early players in dynamic pricing. And then Odeco, which is similar to Slice, focused on coffee shops, more on the back of house supply side. But it was while I was there that I met Dylan. Dylan, why don't I actually pass it over? Good.
Yeah, sure. My background is quite different to Erica's in that I wasn't in restaurant tech at all before this endeavor. And as you can tell from accent, Irish corporate lawyer by trade. So I worked for a top tier corporate law firm, had the Apples, Googles, Facebook as my clients initially, ended up specialized investment funds. And then that took me to Australia, which is actually where I initially started the business. My angle and where I came at it was the consumer side. So celiac, diagnosed when I was 10, and so experienced the consumer problem of trying to navigate dining out for my life. And just over time was getting more frustrated with how is it still so difficult to understand what is in a menu item in a restaurant? Like, why is that so hard? Why is that information not available? And initially started the company through that consumer lens in terms of trying to solve the problem purely for the consumer, but then over time realized you can't solve for the consumer without solving it for the restaurant because the data just doesn't exist. And that's when I connected with Erica, we put that puzzle together and realized, okay, we think we understand how we can actually solve this properly at scale. And that's my whistle stop background.